Boris Johnson has called for Britain to welcome Donald Trump to the countryLabour rant and fume about Trump's America, whilst maintaining a contemptible silence on human rights abuses in Venezuela, according to the British Foreign Secretary. His words have come as he today prepares to welcome his US counterpart Rex Tillerson to the UK.Mr Johnson said, in 2016 the people of the United States not only elected Donald Trump, they bought £100 billion of British goods and services. That is more than twice what we sold to Germany, our second biggest export market. Fully 1/5 of everything we sell overseas goes to America. So when the Labour Party rails against Donald Trump's America, they might remember that these same freedom-loving Americans bought 200,000 British cars, including 114,000 Jaguar Land Rovers, helping to sustain 40,000 jobs in those superb factories in the West Midlands. The Foreign Secretary also accused Labour of instinctive anti-Americanism, writing for The Telegraph. He added, and it might curb Labour's instinctive anti-Americanism to reflect that American companies have invested £250 billion in this country, far more than any other overseas investor, and that the 7,500 US companies in this country collectively employ 1.2 million people. Earlier this week, Mr Johnson also criticised Jeremy Corbyn and blamed the Labour leader over risking the UK's relationship with the US. Thursday, July 21, 2016, British Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson addresses the press after a meeting with the French Minister of Foreign Affairs Jean-Marc Ayrault at Quai d'Orsay on July 28, 2016 in Paris, France. Before a visit to Canada, he said for Jeremy Corbyn to say that this relationship doesn't matter is, I think, insanity and irresponsible, and to try to banish the President of the United States from visiting the UK when HES had trips to France, to Germany, to Japan, to China is, I think, for the Labour Party extremely odd. It's a crucial relationship, and it's a very positive relationship. On the prospect of a visit from President Trump, Mr Johnson said, I think that we will have a visit in due course. In the newspaper column, Mr Johnson also praised the UK's relationship with the US. He said, our partnership with America transcends economics, or foreign policy, or the invisible skein of shared intelligence. That is vital for our collective security. It is about shared values, and one would have thought those values, of freedom and democracy, were shared by Labour. President Trump has already visited France, Germany, Japan, China, and other countries. Getty. Earlier this week, Mr Johnson also criticised Jeremy Corbyn. The US President has been invited for a state visit by Theresa May, but an exclusive poll for the Sunday Express found that fewer than 1 in 3 thought it should go ahead. In the poll of 2,021 people, more than half, 56%, answered no when asked if the US President should be given a state visit. Less than a third, 30%, backed a visit, while 14% said they didn't know, according to the survey carried out by Norstat last week.